Welcome to the reading of the chapters 1 through 15 Max the Mighty test, also the SAT vocabulary for weeks 1 and 2. Directions: circle the choice that correctly answers each question. So with your pen or pencil, please circle either A, B, or C for each question. Every question only has one best answer, so only circle one choice. In chapter 1, Max describes himself as a yellow-bellied sapsucker and a gigantic wuss. Which of these best describes why that is? A. He is still sad about Kevin. B. His conscience gets the best of him. Or C. He is brave. Number 2. What was Max's next move after hearing the scream? This is after he hears the girl scream in chapter 1. A. Wanting to run and hide. B. Go check it out. C. Call for help. Number 3. What is Max's brain telling him to do when he hears the scream? A. Go be a hero. B. Mind your own business. C. Think about what Kevin would do. Number 4. What feature does the author use to keep using to describe Worm when we first meet her? Is it A. Her bright green eyes, B. Mentioning her father's influence, or C. Her shortness? Number 5. Worm gives The Wind in the Willows, which is a book, and other information to Max in which chapter? A. Chapter 3, B. Chapter 4, C. Chapter 5. Number 6. When we first meet Worm's mom, what do readers notice? A. Her accent. B. The dark bruises under her eyes. Or C. Her boldness. Number 7. When does the author reveal visual details about the Undertaker, meaning what he looks like? Is it A. in chapter 4, B. in chapter 5, C. in chapter 6? I'm going to add a letter C to this right now. Okay, now remember, you can always use your notes to help you find that answer. So remember to use your notes. You can press pause at any time of this reading and find the answer. Number 8. What prop or thing does the Undertaker use to spout his message? Is it A. a hearse, B. a Bible, C. his black clothes? Number 9. Which of these best describes where Worm lives? Is it A. uptown, B. the suburbs, or C. the tenements? Number 10. What was the most serious crimes that Max committed in chapter 6? Remember, these are things that he would be charged with if he were ever caught. Is it A. assault and kidnapping, B. theft and assault, or C. vandalism and breaking and entering? Number 11. Which of these elements of evidence might be most helpful to police? Is it A. the Undertaker's story, B. Worm's journal, or C. fingerprints on the door? Number 12. In chapter 9, Max does which of these things when it seems like all hope is lost? Is it A. he says a prayer that someone will pick them up, B. he waves down Dip, or C. neither of those things? Number 13. Dip has no set blank and drives wherever he feels like it. Is it A. friends, B. agenda, or C. budget? Aboard the Prairie Schooner, Dip and the kids are heading in what direction? Is it A. north, B. east, or C, west? Number 15. As Max is dragging his butt on the ground from the fire ants, which event happens next? Is it A, the cops show up, B, Worm spots someone in the bushes, or C, Joni appears? Number 16. The police are blank of Dip and the kids when they question them at the rest stop. Is it A, suspicious, B, flippant, or C, amiable? Number 17. Which of these words best describes Joni? Is it A, peevish, B, circumvent, or C, opportunistic? Number 18. Which of these words best describes Frank? Is it A, opportunistic, B, peevish, or C, saturate? Number 19. In what state does the Prairie Schooner break down? Is it A, Indiana, B, Ohio, C, Michigan? Number 20. In what chapter does Frank pull Joni outside to have a private conversation with her? Is it A, chapter 12, B, chapter 13, or C, chapter 14? Number 21. What were Dip's final words to Max? A, I'll see you again. That's a promise. B, take care. C, here come the cops. Number 22. An elder of the community, like Dip, might be considered a blank because of their wisdom. Is it A, flippant, C, sage, C, amiable? Number 23. Worm seems blank at times because of her home life. Is it A, amiable, B, sage, C, melancholy? Number 24. Some readers wanted to do this to Frank, meaning get rid of. A, depose, B, sage, C, melancholy. Number 25. The next two questions are not related to Max the Mighty, but they are your vocabulary words for the past 2 weeks. Number 25. The teacher had her students blank their spelling lists. Is it A, enumerate, B, circumvent, C, melancholy? Number 26. Teachers are very blank to students when they choose to do what is right and are kind to others. Is it A, amiable, B, flippant, C, instigate? Number 27. Criminals, like Frank, try to blank the law and stay out of jail. Is it A, instigate, B, peevish, C, circumvent? Number 28. The store owner tells Frank that the nearest blank is 50 miles away. What type of place is this? Is it A, rest area, B, restaurant, C, hospital? Number 29. In what chapter does Worm spot a man in the bushes who ends up being Frank? Is it chapter 10, A, chapter 10, B, chapter 11, or C, chapter 12? And the final question on your test, number 30. How much money is the reward for Max's capture? In the book, it was called Apprehension. Is it A, $5,000, B, $10,000, or C, $20,000? So once again, A, $5,000, B, $10,000, C, $20,000. Once you have double checked all of the answers and you have circled only one choice for all of these questions, turn this test into me. Also, I'll be checking your notes, so make sure you've completed your notes for chapters 1 through 15. Thank you and good luck.